Okay,
was
pause. So you didn't even start out as a quarterback.
That was my question, yeah.
Oh, no. No, I was I was utility. I was a rusher. I was a receiver. I was a center. I was everything
rusher.
but the quarterback. And I didn't even know football lingo, y'all. Funny story is I was rushing, and Coach Langford said, "Hey V, I need you to rush the quarterback, get everything in the backfield." So my brain, my Virgo OCD is like calculating what's going on. So I was like, okay, so he wants me to 7-yard rush this quarterback and then turn around and go get everything in the backfield. Which at the time I didn't know was called a secondary. When it taught me, I was like, this dude thinks I'm Superwoman. I said, okay, challenge accepted. So I run to the quarterback. I do 2 jumping jacks. I got the quarterback. I turn around and go play secondary. And he was like, Crouch, what are you doing? I was like, you said rush the quarterback and guard everything in the backfield. This is my back, and that is the field. So tell me I'm wrong.
That's a good point.
But nobody taught me the lingo. My name is Vanita Krouch. I'm the quarterback for the USA Women's National Flag Football Team. And I'm here with Ashlea Klam and Izzy. And Ashley's here from Texas with me. And Izzy, Carolinas, right?
Yeah, from Cleveland, but I live in Charlotte now.
Okay. So Ashley, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yes, so I started my USA football journey as the 17U national team co-captain. And then I got into my 18U year. I tried out for the women's US national team for the first time. And I made the 18, I made the 12, and now I'm here for the second time in a row. And I am currently playing at Kaiser University for flag football on scholarship. So yeah, I've been playing flag since I was 7 years old. Izzy?
I just got back into flag after playing college basketball for 5 years. I played football since I was 7, but I played tackle, so I was used to playing with boys. And as soon as I got out of college, I jumped right back into flag about 8 months ago. And this is my first time on the U.S. national team, and I'm just really excited to be a part of this, and I'm excited for Finland.
When you played tackle, what position did you play?
I played, when I started, I played 2 years of flag, because all kids do. And since I was the only girl, girls grow quicker at a younger age, so I was the tallest, so I played quarterback. And then got into receiver quickly, and then came high school, I played receiver, and I was like 3rd string DB, but I begged them not to put me in on defense. Literally.
Okay, so when you were a kid, were your hands just as big then as they are now?
I think so, yeah. Like my feet and my hands outgrew me. Like my height, like I'm decently tall, but my hands and my feet grew faster than my body.
Wow. Are they done growing?
I hope not, because it's a benefit.
Actually, I hope not too. I don't mind throwing to massive hands. If you're going to keep catching one hand,
right?
Balls. I'm like, you can keep growing. You might look funny, but hey.
Hey, it is what it is. It gets the job done.
So you played with all boys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, how do you think that's shaped you into now? Because there's a big debate on because I also grew up playing with all boys, but there's a debate on if you started playing with boys younger, are you better now, or what do you think about that?
I kind of think yes, but I feel like nowadays it doesn't matter, because I feel like girls are getting into the game younger, and they're going to be it's going to be more competitive. Whereas then it was you only really had boys to play with. So you had one, I don't know. I just feel like I learned quicker then. But yeah, and then I got to grow with them. So I gained some brothers that I didn't have. And it was cool. It was a cool experience.
Did you play with the boys at all? First of all, did you play any tackle?
So I never played any tackle.
But you played with boys growing up?
I did, yeah. So growing up, I started at 7, and the only team the only division that was available was the boys. The co-ed league, but it really wasn't co-ed.
With NFL flag?
Yeah, with NFL flag. And so started in those leagues in rec, which, as he said, just everyone plays at that age. Because flag football it's a huge sport for younger kids, and because it teaches you so many different things. Teaches you speed, hand coordination, foot coordination, all of that. And so I played with a lot of the boys in my grade, everything like that. And then once I really fell in love with the sport, it was kind of I want to find other girls who play this sport too.
Right.
So.
Well, so were you guys ever... Okay, so my journey is going to be different, right?
Yeah.
No tackle, no playing with the boys. I was the traditional female athlete walk of the sports that's offered, right? Soccer, basketball, tennis, and track and volleyball, you know, all the things that
Yeah.
regularly all female athletes get, right? So I didn't have football in a thought. So like for you guys, did it ever debate like, I love football so much, but man, I wish this was in college, and you kind of thought, well, I need to steer this direction because I have a pathway?
Yeah.
Or it didn't matter because you just loved it so much? Because like for me, I feel like I would have stayed on a pathway where I could have landed a scholarship, you know? But I know that the narrative is changing now because it's in college, like where you're at Kaiser. But did you guys ever like have that internal battle? Like, man, I'm really good at this and I want to do this, but where's it going to take me at that time?
So whenever I was playing at the younger age, the age division for girls was only 13, 14, and it cut off at 13, 14. And I personally had no idea that there was this huge women's world that I was missing out on. Like, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about like USA football. I had no idea. So once I aged out of 14U, I completely stopped playing. Like, that was my journey, and that's what me and my family thought that was my journey for flag. And I'll always remember this one thing that my manager, so I used to be an actor as well. And my manager.
I didn't know that.
Yes, fun fact, I used to be an actor.
That could have been your villager fact tonight when we play.
Oh my gosh,
you could
that's
be the
true.
werewolf, and now I know you're a villager.
Yeah, exactly. No, you don't get to know that one
I still
now.
haven't played that game.
I'm gonna teach
Yeah,
y'all.
we do need to play that
excited.
one. But so my manager told me, she was like, you need to stick with acting. But I loved sports so much, and specifically I loved flag football. So my manager told me, you need to stick with acting, because if you don't think you're gonna make the Olympics in any of these sports, then you need to stop now. It was crazy. And I love my manager, but like looking back at that now and seeing, like, I could have listened to her and I could have been like, okay, done. I'm done with all these sports. Like, I'm gonna stick the acting route. Cause like I lived in LA for 2 months. Like I was very much into it. My mom, like, she was my biggest supporter for all of it. But like now looking at it, and it's like now I actually do have the opportunity to go play in the Olympics.
You want to go back to them and be like,
No, exactly. My mom, she wrote it in an email, and my mom has been desperately searching to find that email. Like ever since the Olympics got announced, she's been desperately searching.
yeah. Did you ever feel torn, like a coach telling you, you know, I need you to stay more towards basketball because you're good at, but your volleyball coach wanted you to, or soccer? Like, did you ever get in those torn positions like Ashlea?
Yeah, so football has always been my favorite sport, but I knew, like, with what I had at the time, what was accessible, I knew basketball was going to get me through college on a scholarship. And I wanted to play football throughout high school. And it was like 8th grade, freshman year, and my high school basketball coach was like, listen, like, it's not going to be smart. Like, if you get hurt, you know, these scholarships are going to go away, and it's just not going to work out for you. And I really started thinking about it, and I was like, man, I love football, but I can't really go to college with it. Like, I'm not gonna play tackle in college.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. A multifunctional athlete just encompasses the whole person. To me, I feel bad that your manager person always made you feel that way, because when I'm talking to like youth kids and I get called to go speak to like some of those camps and things, I'm like, y'all, play everything you can, right? Figure that out, find your love, find what you're good at. But there is a time when you're ready inside. Where do you want to excel your elite abilities, right? Because all of us on USA are probably elite athletes, everything that we've touched for the most part, right? Or not, let's say not elite, very good athletes, right? Because like, and I feel bad that somebody's like, you need to give that up. You need, like, no, like, don't tell anybody to give anything up. Let them try. And I feel like their heart will speak to them and say, I really have a good chance with basketball. It's going to take me somewhere. And that's where I chose my path. And I think the rest of the doors and the rest of your story will be written. Like, who knew I was going to play flag football at age 25, 26 when I found it? And you guys were starting here at kids and stuff, right? So I hope that's a message that coaches will see, because I've gone to like keynotes and spoke to the coaches. I'm like, nourish your athlete, listen to their needs and their concerns, because there's a lot of guilt and emotions that they're learning how to mature and balance, but they don't know how to communicate it. And all we want to do with athletes is be like people pleasers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
and that's what's so hard. We just want everyone to be happy, because you have the power to cut me or play me or start me, but it's a hard spot for, you know, the kids to kind of navigate that, I think.
Yeah. But the great thing about football is that it is such an inclusive sport.
Yeah, crazy.
You can literally start at 25 and you can still be the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. It's crazy. You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate
But
that.
like, seriously, you don't have to be 5'10" and up or 6 foot to get looked at.
Yeah.
Like, you can get looked at. I mean, you look at our defense and you look at our offense. like all of us are different ages, different heights, different speeds, but we all bring something to the table.
Yeah.
And that's what's so amazing about this sport. And I wish that they saw that.
Okay, so I got a question for you, all right? Because you were talking about I personally never knew this was going to go any further than it has. So like I started out as like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of basketball. I played a little bit of semi-pro on an exhibition team. And so I was like, man, is there something else out there? So my journey honestly just started with a Google search.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. Just Google something else to do as an adult sport, like football, 4-on-4 men's. I have 3 older brothers, and so they all played football. Well, 2 of them did. The other one, when we came from Cambodia, long story, he kind of became like the surrogate dad. So he sacrificed a lot for the family. So I appreciate him. But my brothers are football natured, so I kind of knew a little bit, but I didn't care to play it because it wasn't a language during my time. Like I said, it wasn't a pipeline of like college football for females. So anyways, I play with the men, right? And, you know, I feel like, you know, I haven't done it before, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I'm here just for fun, but I'm actually freaking pretty darn good at it because it's eye-hand coordination, and I'm mossing men or shaking men and hipping them and dipping them and throwing touchdowns on them. So I for real drank the Kool-Aid.
Okay,
it was
pause.
like,
So you didn't even start out as a
That
quarterback.
was my question, yeah.
oh, no. No. I was utility. I rushed.
You were athlete. You were
No.
ATH,
Yes,
athlete.
yes. I was a rusher. I was a receiver. I was a center. I was
rusher.
everything but the quarterback. And I didn't even know football lingo, y'all, which I told the coaches that y'all need to teach lingo because I didn't grow up with it. So funny story. Oh, so stupid. Funny story is I was rushing. And Coach Langford said, hey, V, I need you to rush the quarterback, get everything in the backfield, and just worry about that. And I said, okay. So my brain, you know, my Virgo OCD is like calculating what's going on. So I was like, okay, so he wants me to 7-yard rush this quarterback and then turn around and go get everything in the backfield. Which at the time I didn't know was called a secondary. You know, when it taught me, I was like, this dude thinks I'm Superwoman. I said, okay. Challenge accepted. So I run to the quarterback. I do 2 jumping jacks. I got the quarterback. I turn around and go play secondary. And he was like, Crouch, what are you doing? I was like, you said rush the quarterback and guard everything in the backfield. This is my back and that is the field. So tell me I'm wrong.
That's a good point.
But nobody taught me the lingo. So anyways, I was not.
I can literally like imagine you doing that.
you
Like
could-
right, like
yeah.
even like you right now, I can imagine.
You can imagine I would do that.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's how I got. I don't even know why we got on this topic, but it's fine. So no, I did not play quarterback. I was all the above.
Wow.
And but I was one of those girls. Not gonna lie, I was one of those girls playing in boy sports. And so when I warmed up with them, I was like, I'm gonna chunk this ball to them, throw it as hard as I can from my softball background to show them that I belong on the field with y'all. And they're like, dang, but you got a nice arm. I said, oh yeah, I got some brothers and I play softball. They're like, you could probably quarterback. I said, no,
No,
thank you.
no.
Like, no, for real, like, I can teach you to read and think the game and IQ it for you, but you have a great arm. I said, nope. And so one day I showed up for a game and I was like, all right, who's our quarterback? And they say, we're looking at her. I was like,
Oh.
I was like, so I got tricked into it. And y'all, real talk, you would not believe this, but back then, I could not throw a 20-yard ball. So my offense was very like 5-yard slants, 5 yards out, and 10-yard curls and 10-yard outs. I would not throw the post, the corner, or the fly because my arm wasn't strong enough. And it sounds crazy because I can pretty much go end zone to end zone now.
That is
but,
crazy.
Yeah, it was. I don't think that's a fun fact that I've told too many people.
Yeah, no.
About my lack of knowledge and my weak arm.
What?
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of exactly what you did to me. Whenever I pulled up to the So I See tournament.
Okay.
And I never played center ever. Literally ever. It was not my position. I never thought to play
you're
it.
welcome.
Honestly, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you. And I pull up and I'm like getting ready. It's in Dallas. So it was in Dallas, right?
Yeah,
so it was literally just a couple hour drive. And I'm like, all right, what do you want me playing? Like, am I safety? Am I offense? Like, what do you want me, where you want me at? And you're like, you're my center. And I looked at her and I was like, what? And you're like, okay, let me teach you the clock. I remember you said that because she has this like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever.
Okay.
And I was like,
but I had to make sure she knew the clock because kids nowadays,
Yeah.
we only know digital time.
Right.
We don't know the analog
true.
stuff. So
That is
do you know
true.
where 12 o'clock is? And 1, 2, and 3? We had to make sure. Because
I
that's
was
how I
like,
tell my
yeah.
centers to shoot. I say shoot 2
makes
o'clock.
sense.
And that's the angle they're taking, you know, so.
no, it's crazy. And now, and I remember we were actually at Hooters. It was right before the USA football's girls flag football like event. And we went to go get wings, right? It was like right across from our hotel. And it was a week before trials. And you were like, you should try to do some center. And I was like, okay. I remember I went, my first game that I played was with you. And I played center the entire game. And then every single other game after that, I played center. And now it's basically like my position. Now I'm
She's
center.
a beast. I don't even know how we got off on a random tangent, but my original question to ask you guys is like, when there's like historical news that pops up, you always remember where you were and the feelings that you got, right? So when they announced that LA 2028 was going to have flag football, where were you and how did you feel?
I think I was at the Lyn Lewis Tournament last year.
Oh,
in Phoenix.
that is
yeah,
fair.
that was the
I
first
was there.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the first time I had like somewhat met you.
Yeah. Someone met me. Yeah.
And I was staying with, I was with Ashlea Edwards. Madison was there. We had, we were, that was the first time I was with
I was
OBB.
in Phoenix too, and that's where my memory goes to there.
That was then. And then I think the last day they announced it or something.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that was crazy. Because they had all the USA girls do like a video for it. And I remember I was like, wow, this is so cool. Like it's
So
finally happening.
how did you feel though? Did you feel like, I want this, I can make this? Or were you?
Yeah, I was like, well, this is the goal. Like this is definitely the goal. Like, because I mean, I don't know, all my life, because I did track. And I feel like as a track athlete, like a kid growing up, you see like in the Olympics, you're like, wow, like I want to do that. And now that we have that opportunity, like, and flag football to play the sport that I've always loved, like, I can't even put into words how awesome that is.
Yeah,
So.
I feel like, I guess what people don't realize, because I mean, every announcement for me is like a dream, because I never thought any of this was going to happen. I thought I was just playing flag for fun with men, for the most part. And then
As
suddenly,
an athlete.
yeah,
Utility players.
utility. So suddenly it's like, wait, USA football exists? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And then I'm over here in my prime, and I was like, okay, that's a dream. Check, we conquered that. So that's exciting, and I'm still so honored to be here. And then suddenly it's like, oh crap, we're a part of the World Games now. Like that's even like the next big stage. So it's like I constantly feel like, I don't know if you guys feel like this, but I constantly feel like I'm in a dream.
Yeah.
And just having a great dream, and I'm just like, just don't pinch me and let me live this out. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna hibernate until at least 2029, and then you guys can pinch me and wake me up. But I might push 2032. We'll see. But, okay, so where were you when the announcement came?
So I was at Kaiser at the time, but I flew back to Austin for the weekend for the Austin City Limits Music Festival. And during that weekend, we also went to UIL for a meeting to try and propose girls flag football.
This is crazy.
I know.
I don't know if you heard this story. This is
Yes,
crazy.
and so like a huge thing of what we were pushing was like they're making the decision tomorrow. I think it was the 16th. And we were like, they're making the decision if it's going to be in the Olympic sport or not. And it's really looking like it is. We kept pushing it. But then the next day, I was literally like, I was laying in bed. And I think it was like probably ESPN popped up on my phone. And it was like, it's official. Flag football, cricket, all the other sports are in the Olympics. And I remember like just sitting there bawling, crying. And then in my mind, I was like, okay, UIL, you have to, like, come on. Like, this is an Olympic sport.
So in Texas, it's called UIL for our high school sanctioned sports.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, like, no way they're
I
going
was
to tell us
literally thinking
no.
there's no way that they're telling us no. And then we get back and it's a no.
I know. Crazy. And we're like, Texas is like the football state. We're
the football state.
Yeah, we're,
As much as it
we're
pains
our
me
own
to
little
say.
country
I
of
know.
football. And
No,
yet
it
Florida
is.
and all these other states are hopping off flag football for girls as a varsity sport before us.
So it's still not?
No.
No. We've been to another meeting. Like the Fury people, my parents, like they've been to another UIL meeting and they still have said no. But you look at lacrosse. Lacrosse is still not an official UIL sport in Texas.
Men's or women's?
Men's or women's. Either of them. It's considered a club sport.
But I think hopefully the more we keep, doing things like this and making it visible and talking about the popularity and the growth of it and showing like, heading to Finland, we have 25 plus countries.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in,
Yeah,
what do we have,
exactly.
4 groups and we're 5, 5, 5 and a 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know the math right now, but that's
Yeah,
19
don't
in my
ask me,
head.
I'm
But I mean, it's just like you can't deny the
growth.
of it at all, and
Exactly.
how much it's making a difference for girls. So I hope Texas does wake up. I mean,
I do too. It
I'm
makes
over here
me-
repping a Texas hat, and I'm like, gosh, I'm mad now, mad all over at these guys.
I know. It's frustrating. It is because it's just like it's taking away opportunities for girls to play the sport.
Yeah.
Like it is.
Yeah.
And yes, Texas is a super huge football state, but it's a huge tackle state.
Right.
And so I understand the barrier. I understand the differences. I get all of that. But it's just like, it's an inclusive sport. It's also, it's not expensive.
At all.
It's you literally.
We
you
really
just
need a
flags.
softball outfield.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's enough field size for us,
That's literally
honestly.
like for fives, that is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go, and it's not in the same, like majority of the time, like Florida, it's not in the same season as tackle. It doesn't take away from tackle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's still, it's frustrating. But I mean, it'll get there one day. I know it will, but
Yeah. I think it will too. I think it's going to take the small steps for it, but
yeah.
It's definitely annoying, and it stinks because I'm over here as a Texas educator and teaching PE and putting this in my curriculum, and then the kids are like,
Yeah.
my little girls are like, I love this, Coach V, I want to keep playing. I'm like, well, you have city leagues to play for right now.
Yeah.
And you go to high school, there's powder puff, which is, to me, I don't know if that's an ick word for y'all, but like hearing it be called powder puff,
It makes
I'm
me
Yes.
like,
so angry.
it's such an ick for me. I'm like,
makes
no,
me
it is
so
football.
angry.
We're throwing and we're catching a freaking pigskin.
Yeah.
So respect it.
Exactly. No, it's just once they respect it, like once, that's really what it is. It's just a lack of respect for the sport, for the girls who have been playing, for the girls who have literally played for years now. Like you look at Florida. Florida has been a sanctioned sport for 20 years now, 20 plus years.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's
it's
insane.
crazy. It's insane.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's a lack of respect of the game that we bring.
I think a part of it too, to me, is like I kind of feel it could be ignorance, and not to call anybody dumb, but it's like lack of knowledge, because when they think football, they think helmet, pads, concussion, right?
Sure.
But they don't realize, like in flag football, that's such a different art for us.
Exactly.
It's a different
Exactly.
speed, it's a different jab, it's a different creativity. There's contact, but what sport doesn't have contact? I could be volleyball on the opposite side of the opponent and run into you trying to bump and save the thing. I mean, everything has its, battles and stuff and of safety concerns, but I don't think they realize like this is a completely different art.
Because I think, when I got back into flag, because when I played when I was 7 and 8, flag was 11 on 11. It was basically tackle, but you had flags on your
11,
hips.
11?
I've never
heard of
So
that.
like
Crazy.
we were just like, it was more so like we didn't want kids tackling at such a young age.
Yeah.
So we just had them in flags, and it was 11 on 11, whatever. That's how I always thought of it. And so when I was in college playing basketball and I started following flag more, I was like, 5. I'm like, there's 10 people on the field? And then I'm like, oh, there's 7s? And so I was like learning, and I feel like that is a huge thing, is the ignorance. Like people don't realize it is the same sport, but it's not. Like it's a lot faster paced. Like I feel like it's higher scoring.
Yeah.
It is.
So yeah, I think that's a huge
I just think
thing.
it's a huge lack of knowledge
Yeah,
to it. That's all.
100%.
Because just traditional football with helmets
Yes.
and pads and stuff.
For sure.
So yeah, we just got to keep talking about it. We got to keep posting it. You make great posts about it. I'm kind of social media shy about things. You're great and have a great following. So
Trying.
we do have to speak the language for our little
Yeah.
ones so that they have a
do.
future ahead of us. But speaking of our future, ladies, how do you guys feel about Finland?
I am so excited. I'm mainly
real.
excited to go experience it with y'all. Like I know we'll be wearing the gold when we're done with it, but I'm mainly excited to just go experience Finland, to go experience all of the other teams, like not wanting us to win, and experience that with y'all. Because I feel like, especially like this 12, we have a very good bond. And I mean, we text every single day. We do Zoom calls. Like,
I have to mute y'all sometimes. But yes, we do
I'm
text
telling you,
every
we
day.
text every single day. But like, we have such a good bond, and
Yeah.
I'm mainly excited to just go experience all of the good and the bad about going to play international.
So how do you feel?
I'm excited. Like I've never been to Finland. I've never been near it. So I'm excited to
Do you know
like
where it's
see
located?
it's near the Netherlands.
I
Is
guess
that correct?
I think so.
It's up north
very,
somewhere
like,
where we can see
Nordic.
like the northern lights, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so excited for
Okay.
that too.
Okay. I think I know where it's at. You showed me a map. I could probably point to it maybe. But yeah, I'm excited to see the culture there. All the different countries, because like I haven't been able to play other countries yet, and I want to see like how they play. And we've been watching film, but it's different to see them in person.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to spend time with you guys. I think it's gonna be a really, really fun time, and I want to try their food. I heard the
Yes.
seafood is
There,
like
I've heard like reindeer.
What?
you
Yeah.
eat reindeer,
Yeah,
or you see
they-
them.
There's
Poor
like
Santa.
no, like you eat
Don't
them.
tell my students this.
No, like I heard there's like a reindeer hot dog or something. No, I don't know if I'm honestly being lied to. It's possible.
No, I
I'm a
have to go
gullible
look
person.
it up. No, You are gullible. I'm gonna go look it up now. I don't believe it.
It is true.
Reindeer dog.
Reindeer. I
maybe
mean, but
it's
people
true.
do make food out of anything. So I don't
Yeah,
even know.
exactly. Okay, what about you, V? Are you feeling like I feel like I've done this before?
No,
or-
no, and no.
Okay.
I love that you guys are so positive and so excited. I'm excited, but I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about just my blood and my DNA and maybe the position that I'm in as a quarterback and stuff. And every drive and every play starts with me. But I just feel like I'm pooping bricks sometimes. Like I couldn't say the other word, but you get the expression.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I do have a certain type of confidence in us, in our org, in myself. But I never feel like we got anything in the bag. You know what I mean? Like I'm very any given Sunday. Football wise, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Traveling to Finland, a new country, and honestly just seeing the growth of how many countries are going to be here, and being an Asian American athlete, kind of like breaking down stereotypes and barriers of like Asian women should be in the kitchen cooking and cleaning. I'm excited that there are so many Asian countries being represented.
Yes.
That stigma is being changed and that vibe. So that part excites me, but internally nervous and excited. Chemistry, adventures, all of our talks and goofball moments and reels and dances and stuff. Very excited about that. Reindeer burgers, no.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one, Clam. That's all you. Tell us how
Honestly,
it is.
it could be a lie, but I feel like I don't know. But I feel like I would be more nervous if you weren't nervous, because I just feel like that's who you are. Not that you're like a nervous person, but that you are such a humble person, and that you know that anything can happen. And like, especially being you, like you have a huge responsibility. You have a lot of pressure on your back, but you carry it so well. So I promise you, like people are going to hear that Vanita's nervous, and they're not going to believe that just because of like who you are, how you carry yourself. But like us, we know that you're nervous. We know who you are. We know how you are, but we also know how to help that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so those are the things that I'm excited for. For people, like literally in North Carolina, I remember having like a mental breakdown. And for people on the team, and they were able to control and help me.
Yeah.
Those are the experiences that I will never forget. Because that's how you create bonds. That's how you create memories. And I think USA Football has done an amazing job with the training camps and Zoom calls, stuff like that, and like the mental workshops that we do.
Yeah.
I just think that they've done such a good job that it helps us be who we are as a team. And that's what I'm excited for.
But the thing is, getting that time together, physically like this is like, it just creates that trust of like, last year, remember when we were in the championship game and you were kind of having that small slump?
Yeah,
But I could see it
exactly.
in your eyes because we have chemistry. You trust me, I trust you. And I'm like, get your butt back out here.
Exactly.
I'm going to throw you the same ball.
We're
and you
calling the
caught.
same exact play.
Same play, same ball, same throw, same stretch Armstrong reach because I know it was a little wide.
Same
I
spot.
knew. But it was able to get you out of your funk. But it's like we just... And I think you feel the vibe already because you knew some of us, but I think we're such a happy family and crew
No, I
that
agree.
it's okay if you make mistakes. It's like, we're going to pick you up and how are you going to bounce back from
Yeah.
it? But nobody like dwells and sits in it and just digs a deeper hole in themselves. So that's what I love about this team and getting this extra time. It's like, field prep is 1,000% important, right? But I almost feel like 1,001% the prep time together like this is just builds that trust and chemistry and sisterhood. Like
100%.
my sisters believe in me and it's all good.
Exactly.
That's where you guys carry me.
Yeah.
Because you see me in the huddle, I'm like, what does he want in this play? Is this handoff or no handoff?
where am I
Are we-
hitting this on?
Keep it or don't keep it.
That was like us with the one row.
Who
I
was
was like,
who is Del and who is
bragging
Dale?
rights.
Like Coach and his little Spanish language popping in, and I'm Asian here with my little language, and we have a whole communication barrier going on here. So I'm glad my English speaking friends can help us
we got
out.
you. We got you. There's always just like a lot of pressure, and a lot of it comes from the outside world of Facebook post of this person shouldn't have made it, this person should have blah 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 blah. But I feel like every single time I'm with this group, I never feel any type of pressure.
Yeah.
I know that like I belong, and I know that every single one of y'all trust me and like don't feel the way that other people feel.
Yeah.
And that's what I think creates such a good team atmosphere that we have.
Yeah.
But like whenever you first joined, like did you feel that like type of pressure?
I think that's what made it easier. It's like I met some of y'all before, like I actually came to training camp or before trials actually. But like you can instantly tell, even at trials, like nobody really knew each other, but everyone was like cool with each other, and like we were having fun still, even though it was like really stressful.
Yeah,
everybody's still having fun, and like that's the environment. And then when you get down to the 18 and then the 12, it's like you're literally a family, and like you just met each other.
Exactly.
Like I just met y'all pretty much.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm a part of something. And like I think too with the coaches, like having coaches that like enable that, and they're part, like they want to be involved and we involve them. It's like it's such a good environment. Like it truly feels like a family.
When I first saw you, I'd started hearing about you, but when I first saw you out in Phoenix.
How did you hear about me? Facebook?
Hi, Maddie.
Madison's
Madison's
like
basically my agent. I would just like to
I-
say
you
that.
should give her
I
a
went to her
percentage.
for everything.
And she did a darn great job.
No, she did.
She got me
did.
here.
You connected with Maddie first, though, right? And then
I
she
reached
got
out to her on Instagram, and I was like, because I went to the roster and I'm like, is anyone from Charlotte? And I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, hey, how can I get back into flag football? And she's like, well, there's some like local leagues or whatever, just kind of giving me like the Wednesday night leagues or whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is fun. And then
Sounds
I
like
went
Maddie.
to
It's so Maddie.
the tournament in North Carolina, and there was like a video of me that went like on Facebook or something,
Yeah.
and then some routes, and she messaged me after that. She's like, why didn't you tell me you were good? I was like, well, I don't just tell people.
You have a
I'm, like,
great Maddie
good.
impersonation. Let me
That,
tell
I was
you.
gonna say, I
That
literally
was-
can hear
I
Maddie
thought Maddie was in
saying
this
that.
talk.
No, like where's
She's
Maddie
like,
go?
girl, I'm putting you on my team. I was like,
God, this is
Okay,
I'm literally
what
talking to Maddie
team?
right
Well,
She's
now.
like,
Maddie
we
definitely
travel-
found a diamond in the rough for
No,
real.
she did.
yeah, so she's my agent.
No, she
no,
is.
so when I saw you at the Lyn Lewis Tournament, right, in Phoenix, I was out there just hanging out with the girls and watching everything. I was like, who is that big girl? Because I'd been in flag for a while. So I saw your face out there. I was like, who's that new person? They're like, V, she's a dog. I was like, okay, I'm going to watch her. And then I saw you make some like strong-handed traffic catches. I was like, oh, she could be useful.
Oh my gosh,
I was like, nothing about you has failed or disappointed at all. Like you earned
that.
the spot. You deserve to be here.
Yeah.
And
Thank
I
you.
cannot wait to throw you a bunch of monster.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Get off of me touchdowns. I mean,
I cannot wait.
yeah. It's, when I first met you, I was like, wow.
I get this like video from my dad because he was watching your game, and it's a one-hander, and it was like a pick six. One-hander took it back to the crib, and my dad, all he sends was, "This girl is good." Period. And like my dad, he also, like he gives
think he's a
compliments
hard
out.
critic.
Hey, but
Yeah.
he is.
If
He's
he
a
says it, I would
very
believe it.
hard
He's a
I
hard
know.
critic.
So I saw that and I was like, damn, like she's really, really good.
Yeah.
So then I remember talking to Ava and I was like, I am so excited for her to come play with us, blah, blah, blah. And then we were talking about, okay, like what type of personality is she gonna have? Like we didn't know anything, we've never met you before. And then playing with you and like knowing that like you were humble, you did not have any type of ego, and you very much could have because you kind of took the flag world kind of by storm.
You did, for
Like
sure.
seriously, like you came in and kind of changed the game. And so like knowing about all of that and then you just being one of the nicest people ever and being one
And
of the
you
most
found out I was just hungry.
Yeah, no, you were hungry. Like I could tell.
Okay, so ladies, unfortunately, we have to wrap this up. I feel like we could talk all day, and we will continue to talk because we have training camp, right? And so, I hope the viewers who tune in and listen to us felt inspired, want to ask some questions. I know all of us are so helpful in reaching out and being there for our community and support. So, Ashlea, Pearl, big dog, I love you. Thank you for
you.
protecting me and keeping me sane in the huddle.
Always.
And then Izzy, girl. Just keep catching with them big old hands, and they can keep growing. I'm totally okay with that.
Please.
And just
I'll
keep
take it.
believing in
And my height.
me as time goes. 2029,
Always.
wake me up.
Of course, of course.
So yeah, thanks for being here. Though, for real, it was fun.
Thank you.